Welcome to the Automation Zone. In today's tutorial, we'll learn how to handle elements which are invisible, like this box here called box 2. When I click on the button called hide, it becomes invisible. We'll also look how to handle elements which are either enabled or disabled, like this button here which is disabled and therefore I am not able to click on it. Now, the reason I'm creating this particular tutorial is because I feel that finding if an element is visible or not visible is one of the most common methods which you will do in automation. Now with that said, let me open up Eclipse, and as you see here, I already have gone ahead and written on the code to open up the Chrome browser, and I'm navigating to the exact same website which you have seen right here. I will be giving this link in the description so you will be able to code along with me as well. Now the very first thing we'll do is we'll try to find out if this button here is either visible or not visible. To do that, we have to first locate the particular element in our web page. Now to do that, you can either right click on it and choose inspect, or you can press the F12 key on your keyboard. That should bring up your developer console here. You can then choose this particular inspect button. So let me scroll down. Let me choose the inspect button here. It becomes in the blue color, and I can select the button called hide. Now when you do that, you will be able to view all of the properties of this particular button right here. As you can see, it's a button and it has an attribute called as id equal to hide. So in Selenium, we are going to identify this button by using the property id or using the identification of id, and the value has hide. So let me open up Eclipse again and let me write down the code, which is driver dot find element, and then by using the by class, choose one of the 8 identifiers or locators, and I'm going to use the id one, and as we have seen, the value is hide, hide, and then this is basically going to locate this element right here, which is this one, this particular button. Once you have done that, then you can choose the option called as is displayed. Now if the element is displayed on your web page, this particular method is displayed is going to return for you true, and if it is not displayed, it will return for you false. Now with that said, let me go ahead and print a particular value in the console below. To do that, let me type here system output, and inside of the parentheses let me copy this particular method, or let me cut it and paste it inside of it like this. Let me now execute the code and we'll see the output. Give it a second. So here we go. Chrome will open up right now. Now it's not closed because I have not written down the keyword or the method over here for closing. So let me close it manually. If you see the console, it is throwing the output call as true because it is visible. Now we'll do a small change here. What I'll do here is after I find the visibility, I'll also click on it and check the visibility all over again. Now we already have the particular button here, right? So let me take the button again, and this time let me perform a click operation, and then okay, I did a mistake here. It's just this one right here. So the web element dot click, and then let me print out the value of the display property all over again. So let me save this, and in the end let me also do a closing of the browser by doing driver dot quit. Let me save it and let me execute the code again. And this time you will be looking at the very first time you will be getting the output as true, and after clicking on it, it will be showing the display output called as false. So here we go true, and then it printed false. Make a note of these key pointers when you are performing the is displayed check. Pointer number 1 is if you have elements which are present in your web page but are not in view because you have to scroll below, as per Selenium they will still be visible. So this home button here, old post and your new post, they are still is displayed is equal to true even if you are working on the elements above and they cannot be seen. Now with that said, this Facebook logo right here, when I scroll it, it goes underneath your message tab. Or in other words, your message tab is covering your Facebook logo. In such case, the visibility is true here, but now the visibility is false. The other thing is your developers basically use these two important techniques, which is visibility hidden and display none, in order to hide your elements. This is important from your interview point because they might ask you, what are your two important techniques and how are they different. So just make a note of this as well. The other thing is this. Now, when I spy on these boxes, you can see this image 1 box is this one and image 2 box is this particular box right here. Even if I hide the particular element, you notice that the code for these two elements are still present inside of your HTML. So make a note of this. Your particular method, which is element and is displayed, will only work if the elements are present inside your HTML and they are not visible. Okay, so if you are trying to find out the visibility of elements which are not present at all in your HTML, it is not going to throw you a false, but it will throw you an exception. Like for this case right here, because it was present but not displayed, it threw me a false. But if I'm trying to find an element which is not present at all, for example, I know the hide one button is not present in my HTML, and then if I run my piece of code, if you see, it will throw you an exception. So just give it a minute. Here we go. The exception is found right here. So if you look over here, you can see no such element exception. So if you are getting a no such element exception when you are trying to find out the visibility, it does not mean the element is not visible, but it means the element is no longer present in your HTML at all. Okay, now with that said, we'll now look at the next topic, which is to find out how to handle elements which are enabled and which are disabled. So now we'll perform the exact same steps. Step number 1 is to identify the element. So I'll use the inspect tool here and find the properties of the button click me. And as you can see, it has got, let me zoom in, it has got the ID called button1. So I'll copy the property over here. Let me comment off this code because I don't require this anymore. And let me do driver dot find element by class, by what, by using the ID, and let me paste the ID which I've copied. And to find out if a particular element is enabled or not, use the keyword called as is enabled. Now if a button is enabled, it will be true, otherwise it will be false. So what I'll do here is I'll go ahead and print the output by system output. Let me cut this particular piece of code and paste it inside of the parentheses. Let me perform this exact same step again, and let me put the property of the other button, which is ID is equal to button2. Let me copy that and let me paste it right here. Let me save this piece of code and run it, and you'll be able to see for the first button it will display as false, and for the other one is going to be true. Give it a moment. Here we go. For the first one false, for the second one true. Now guys, why are we doing this? The thing is, if I go to click on both the buttons using Selenium, it will click on it without any errors. The difference is for the first one, which is disabled, even after clicking, your application might not perform in the expected manner because it is disabled. For the other one, it will. But again, Selenium will not throw you an error, so you will not know the exact bug. So if you have a particular button which is disabled, it is better, or which may be disabled, it is better if you first find out if it's disabled or enabled before you go ahead and perform any operation on it. So to prove my point, what I'll do here is let me remove of this print commands here, and let me perform the click operation on both. So click and click. Let me save and run this, and upon executing you will see that it does not throw you any error. Here we go, there were no errors whatsoever, and this is pretty risky when you're performing an automation for testing because you might miss bugs. So if you have such kinds of conditions, the best thing would be to first find out if the element is either visible or not. So driver.findElement by button1 dot is enabled. First find out this particular piece of code. Then you perform an if condition. So if my particular piece of code, which is my button here, is enabled, only then you go ahead and perform your click operation. This would be a right approach for you to perform in automation. Okay, the problem here was your semicolon should be after your click and not after your brackets. Okay, now with that said, in our next tutorial, we'll be looking at how to handle your checkboxes and your radio buttons. And then we'll look at how to handle your drop downs in Selenium. Now with that said, if you have any questions in today's tutorial, do comment below and I will help you out. If you like my series on Selenium, do show your support by liking and sharing this video, and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you all for watching and do stay tuned for the next tutorial.